This is a battle between Baktria and Athens, led by Boba. I picked Baktria, he counter-picked with Athens, which I see quite a lot of, and this Athens build is a pretty typical build to counter Baktria and other cavalry elephant-heavy factions. First my build, 6 scale thorax hoplites, 2 Hellenic artifacts, 1 Indian armored elephant, 2 mercenary Scythian horse archers, and 2 Baktria noble horse, very good melee cavalry. My opponent has 2 mercenary veteran hoplites, he has 5 thorax hoplites, actually 6 thorax hoplites, and 1 picked hoplite, very cavalry light army, citizen cavalry, Tarentine cavalry, 1 unit of javelin men, 3 units of mercenary Cretan archers, and 3 units of mercenary Thracian peltasts. More than enough skirmishers to give my elephants trouble, so I'm going to have to give my cavalry, which I have a decisive advantage over him in, I'm going to have to use them to take care of the enemy skirmishers. Now that can potentially be dangerous if I don't manage to pull them away from his formation, but my opponent is going to give me a small gift here, because me moving my cavalry to this side where he doesn't have cavalry is going to make him move up his mercenary Cretan archers, probably thinking they are safe near all those spears. You should not think you are safe near spears when fast cavalry can come in to ruin your day, and this is going to be a bad day to be mercenary Cretans. They're standing there with their 150 range thinking they're pretty safe. Maybe they're thinking this forest here is going to slow down the Baktria noble horse. Oh no, these Baktria noble horse have ridden down plenty of skirmishers in their time. With their 95 armor and their heavy status, when these guys are charging in, it's going to make mincemeat of these Cretan archers. I think there was a unit there before. Wasn't there a unit there before? Yeah, there was, and it's now dead, lying on the ground. Look at this. Amazing charge by these guys. I absolutely love this unit. I hate playing against it, and I love playing with it. And I'm just going to pull out and go for another charge. I don't want to stop it just yet, because this is just so good. And in that series of charges, I basically destroyed my opponent's skirmishing capabilities because he got a bit too close. And this is another great thing about them. These mercenary Thracian peltasts are going to get some kills on them, but they aren't going to be able to shred them because they have shields and they have that 95 armor, 90 health. Very cost-effective units that can take a beating and dish it out as well. So the next plan is to go and take care of these Tarentine cavalry while I'm sneaking my cataphracts around here, because this citizen cavalry isn't going to be a problem for any of my cavalry units. I don't have any skirmishers, so the citizen cavalry is basically just not a problem. These mercenary Thracian peltasts are a problem. The hoplites not so much. If I can take care of these skirmishers, then this should be a fairly easy battle, because all that is preventing me from maneuvering now is really these skirmishers. He's sending his citizen cavalry out for some reason. I don't really understand this move. Maybe he thought my Baktria noble horse was so depleted that he could take it out with citizen cavalry when it had elephant and spear support. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. But it's not going to end well for the citizen cavalry. I'm not spoiling anything by saying that. This probably wasn't the best of ideas. Citizen cavalry is getting smashed by noble horse. Not getting really any kills. And citizen cavalry, they are decent support cavalry, but they can't stand up to good cavalry. As you can see here, they've already lost, and now they are just being mowed down. So I want to use my archers to take care of these javelins and these Tarentines before sending in my elephants. Now there's just a bit of skirmishing where I'm killing off the javelin men. The javelin men can fire all they want at these guys. They have good shields and they can block quite a few of the missiles coming towards them, so if he wants to waste ammo on them, that's fine. Now here, this is something I've noticed with both nomad armies and Baktria, is that people tend to make really stupid mistakes against them, and I think part of it is because you know that you probably won't be able to make an engagement happen on your terms because you are at a mobility disadvantage. So any enemy unit that you're able to catch, you are likely to overcommit to trying to catch that unit, like you saw with the citizen cavalry, and like you'll see pretty soon now with the mercenary Thracian peltas. They want to get at possibly my elephants and possibly my scale thorax hoplites so bad that he's moving it forward. He doesn't have skirmish on, and I think he doesn't see that I am moving up my hoplites to respond to this attack here. So he is firing at my scale thorax hoplites, and from the front this is really going to hurt them that much. So I managed to get at the same time his Hellenic cataphracts into these skirmishers, so both his skirmishers are in huge trouble now, and when the skirmishers are gone from the field here, these hoplites are going to die a long, painful death at the hands of rear charges, scale thorax hoplites, and being stomped on by elephants. So as you can see, I do manage to take out the skirmishers. I managed to stop his picked hoplites, managed to fire at his javelin men. Now it's just a matter of bringing these guys to heavy shot and firing from the flanks, the unshielded flanks, into these picked hoplites while they are being held, and just a series of cycle charges. Now he does something pretty smart here. Over here it's just a clusterfuck where my elephants are running in and cleaning up, destroying several units. And over here he's doing something smart. He's using these guys to kind of protect from the rear here, but that means he's going to take some rear charges over there. So this first rear charge is doing a lot of damage, as you can see, so he's turning around some of his units, which is a good idea. Trying to stop these guys from joining the fight and from rear charging. His general is quickly dying to the heavy shot of these mercenary Scythian horse archers, and now it's at the point where Baktria is basically able to dictate the engagements, tie down all the enemy infantry, and then just deliver the death blows with its very good shock cavalry and its armored elephants. If I get tied down in a hoplite blob, I could lose my elephants, but it's not really an issue at this point. As long as I have some cavalry left to do rear charges with, I am absolutely golden. So I have been on the receiving end of this kind of beating too many times. If I bring too much, if I start losing my cavalry and then the skirmishers are going down because of the superior mobility and the hardiness of the Bactrian cavalry, then it can be a very, very short fight with a brutal end. And it usually ends with something like this: the elephants going into a blob, getting hundreds of kills extremely quickly, and then just chain routing the shit out of the entire army. So that was a close victory with 1200 kills and 400 losses, so not that close I think, but still. Most of the losses were on these scale thorax hoplites. The Hellenic cataphracts did okay, these guys did very well, the Indian armored elephants did well. All of these units contributed in some way, so I quite like these small kind of elite forces where all the units have their distinct roles. And when this army loses its skirmishing support, it's just standing there waiting to be shot to death or charged to death. And I just want to show you something really quick, that instead of bringing just these elite hoplites and very few cavalry units, I think it is a good idea to go for, instead of all the Thracian peltas, go for Theraea spears. They can go into square, they can go for rear charges when they are done using their javelins. They are just all in all very useful units. If you want some long range skirmishing support, sure, go for some mercenary Cretan archers, but against Baktria I really think it's a good idea to bring some speed bump cavalry that you can use on both flanks and the rear to stop charges from happening, and then being able to shoot at them with Cretan archers or send in thorax hoplites. Gives you a bit more maneuverability, makes you less vulnerable, and by all means bring a unit of javelin men as a cheap insurance if you have something left for that. So now you have 9 units that are able to throw javelins and or shoot at the elephants, but 6 of them are also going to be able to go into defensive formation that can stop both cavalry and elephants, and that can potentially be very dangerous. And another thing with the square, two more things, is that it allows you to shoot in 360 degrees, so they can shoot at multiple units at once, and when you have 6 units doing that, you can deal a lot of damage without having to micro anything. And you can also make yourself immune to rear charging by posting these guys at your back lines, so then they can't get rear charged, and the units in front of them can't get rear charged very easily without trying to pull through squares, and pulling through squares with cavalry is not the best of ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the battlefield.